Nairobi at night is a beast of its own. The city glows with neon lights, stream humming with the sounds of matatus blaring music, and footsteps of dreamers chasing fortunes in the shadows. But beneath the glamour, the real hustle plays out in the darkest corners, where trust is a commodity and betrayal is the currency of survival. We dive into a tragic tale of a man whose heart was his greatest weakness, a husband whose love was his downfall, a wife caught in the crossfire between passion and deception. This is a chilling story of Nairobi hustle. George Omondi, a man of a humble beginnings who climbed the social ladder through sheer determination. From selling mitumba clothes in Gikomba to owning a chain of electronic shops in downtown Nairobi, George was the definition of success. But even the strongest men have weak spots. His wife Stella was his rock, a beautiful, educated woman who had stood by him through thick and thin. But George had a flaw, a mistress named Joanne, young, ambitious, and dangerously charming. Joanne was a nightclub waitress with dreams bigger than the city itself. When George met her in the high-end lounge in Westlands, he was mesmerized. What he didn't know was that Joanne was playing a game far bigger than love. She had a pattern, targeting rich married men, using her beauty and to wit to get what she wanted. But this time, Joanne wasn't just after money. She wanted more. She wanted marriage. She wanted a family. And she was willing to do anything to make it happen. George thought he was in control, balancing his marriage and his affair like a seasoned player. He failed to see the trap forming around him. Joanne, tired of being the side chick, sought revenge, but instead of targeting George, she went for Stella. She approached Stella through social media, using a fake identity, posing as a struggling businesswoman. Joanne slowly earned Stella's trust. They started meeting for coffee, sharing ideas, and eventually, Stella offered to help her start a business. It was the perfect setup. What Stella didn't know was that Joanne had teamed up with a man, a shadow in the background, a dangerous figure from Nairobi's underworld, ready to execute the final move. One fateful evening, Stella received an invitation, a business meeting at a private location, Joanne's so-called investment office. George was away on a business trip, unaware that that night will change his life forever. When Stella arrived, she was ambushed. Joanne and her accomplice overpowered her, their intentions dark and merciless. The next morning, news broke across the city. A body was found in an abandoned car along the road. It was Stella. George's world was shattered. The love of his life was gone. The police investigation was swift, and soon, Joanne's involvement was uncovered. By the time authorities tracked her down, she had vanished into Nairobi's underbelly, leaving only whispers behind. George lost everything as depression got the best of him. His wife, his business, his sanity. The guilt ate him alive. Only if he had been faithful, his wife would be still around. But his mistress had not only betrayed him, but had stolen the only thing that he thought was untouchable, his family. However, when Joanne was finally arrested, George stood trial as well. He argued that he had no knowledge of the murder, that he was merely a pawn in Joanne's grand scheme. The court, lacking concrete evidence of his direct involvement, set him free. Joanne, on the other hand, was sentenced to life in prison. Nairobi is a city of dreams, but it's also a city of nightmares. Betrayal lurks in familiar faces, and sometimes love is the most dangerous game of all. What do you think about this story? Do you believe Joanne played this all along, or was George's neglect of his wife the real crime? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you love these real Nairobi street tales, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss a story. Stay sharp, safe, and remember, the hustle never sleeps.